This is the real McCoy, a lyrical phrase from Rodgers and Hammerstein 2's musical Isn't It Kinda Fun in 1945. The real McCoy, the most famous legacy McCoy left his country was his name. Quoted from Old Taylor Bourbon in their 1966 ad. The real McCoy was Elijah McCoy. Elijah McCoy was an African-American Canadian engineer. Born on May 2, 1843, or 1844, leaving an indelible mark on history with his most significant achievement. The locomotive lubrication system, this groundbreaking invention, revolutionized the efficiency of steam engines and significantly extended their lifespan, reshaping the industrial landscape and inspiring future generations. When Elijah took his first breath in Colchester, Ontario, he had no way of knowing it was the breath of freedom. His parents, George and Mildred Goins McCoy, unwavering resilience, bravery, and unbeatable determination made it so. Labeled as fugitive slaves from Kentucky, their first pivotal role in shaping his character and career started with the greatest liberty known to man. They navigated treacherous paths and overcame countless obstacles to find refuge in Ontario, Canada, with the aid of the Underground Railroad. Arriving in Colchester Township, Essex County, at the time called Upper Canada via Detroit, the shores of Lake Erie welcomed his birth. In 1847, when Elijah was just 3 years old, his family decided to return to the United States, a move that would further shape his life and career. 73 years before Detroit's population would expand due to the automotive industry in the 20th century. In the 19th century, Detroit's history was already taking shape with the siege of Detroit during the War of 1812. British troops allied with the Native Americans captured the city, and the United States sought to recapture Detroit during the Battle of Frenchtown a year later. While successful, the U.S. would suffer its highest number of fatalities in any battle or war for the time. Becoming an incorporated city of Michigan in 1815, the plans and development by Chief Justice Augustus B. Woodward would set the tone for wealthy industries like manufacturing, shipbuilding, and shipping magnates. Centralized schools, libraries, and other cultural and scientific institutions combined with designs and Gilded Age mansions to the east and the west of downtown Detroit, welcomed the McCoys to what was called the Paris of the West. As a black student in the 19th century, he faced numerous societal barriers and prejudices. Despite these challenges, Elijah's desire for knowledge without prejudice led him to the black schools of Colchester Township in 1859. His determination and intellect were recognized, and he was sent to Scotland at 15, where he apprenticed and became a certified mechanical engineer after studying at the University of Edinburgh. Between 1859 and 1860, Elijah returned to the United States. During his time overseas, his family had established themselves in Ypsilanti, Michigan, on a farm owned by John and Mary Ann Starkweather. Elijah's father, George, was a tobacconist and an entrepreneur who applied his skills to establish a successful tobacco and cigar business. Upon arriving in Michigan, Elijah found only fireman and oiler work at the Michigan Central Railroad. He created a home-based shop in Ypsilanti, performing highly skilled labor and developing improved models of existing inventions. In 1872, he patented his first automatic lubrication for oiling steam engines of locomotives and ships as an improvement in lubrications for steam engines. Details about Elijah's first marriage to and Elizabeth Stewart are few. However, a year after his first patent, he married his second wife, Mary Eleanora Delaney, and they moved back to Detroit. Mary, an active clubwoman, helped found Phyllis Wheatley, a home for aged and men of color, in 1898. Our Anthropology will be doing a biopic on her brilliance in the future. Returning to McCoy and his inventions, similar automatic oilers, like the displacement lubricator, were widely used and held into the 20th century and thus already patented. McCoy's improvement in lubrications for steam engines was just that, an improvement. Lubricators were a boon for railroads as they ensured train speed and profitability with fewer stops and maintenance. In 1899, the Michigan Bureau of Labor and Industrial Statistics reported that McCoy's lubricators existed on almost all North American locomotives. Noted in the periodicals of the time and the Railroad Gazette, McCoy continued to refine his devices and design new ones. Most of his patents dealt with lubricating systems, including an 1898 patent that added a glass side feed tube to monitor the rate of lubricating delivery. After the turn of the century, McCoy's achievements began to attract notice among his black contemporaries. Booker T. Washington, a prominent figure in the black community, recognized him as having produced more patents than any other black inventor up to that time. 57 to be exact. Most are on lubrication, but others include a folding ironing board and lawn sprinkler. The recognition from Booker T. Washington and Elijah's prolific creativity gave him an honored status in the black community, a source of pride that continues to resonate. McCoy continued inventing late into his golden years, and the Elijah McCoy Manufacturing Company was formed in 1920, while a lack of capital meant McCoy could not manufacture his lubricators in large numbers. Assigning some patent rights to his employers or selling them to other inventors allowed him to receive lump sums of payments and whatever ongoing royalties existed in exchange for their use. Elijah McCoy passed away on the 10th of October 1929 at the age of 85. A result of injuries sustained in a car accident 7 years before, his wife, Mary Eleanora Delaney, died in the accident. Gone, but not forgotten, in 1974, 1975, 1994, and 2012 the state of Michigan celebrated McCoy and placed several historical markers at his former home, first workshop, and gravesite, as well as opening a satellite United States Patent and Trademark Office in his name in Detroit. In 2001 he was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in Alexandria, Virginia. Our Anthropology thanks Mr. McCoy for his contributions and his unwavering spirit, and we thank you, the viewer, for watching. Please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. We'll be back on Monday with another short biopic installment from our series, This Goes to Brilliant.